Yo, what's good, bro?
Bang bang.
What's good with you, man?
Man, I'm just trying to live, bro. Trying to live my life.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
How you
That's
been,
what's
man?
good. Shit, I've been good, man. I've been good. I'm actually happy to be live with you again, man, so we could discuss some of these topics, get some of this shit popping off. You know what I'm saying? Chop up some game and shit like that. You see, I brought back the retro background and shit.
I see that shit. Look at you trying to fucking make me all excited and shit.
Wow.
Making me feel tingly and shit right now.
That's hilarious, man. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's in here. Y'all know the deal. If y'all can hear us okay, Give us a thumbs up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Torian. We got Torian Rain in the building. Shout out to my man Torian. If y'all not subscribed to his channel, make sure y'all check him out. Got my man Emmanuel Carey in the building. We got my man AJ in the house. And we got Lloyd Sky 9 in the building. Shout out to my man Lloyd Sky 9. What's good with it? So you had wanted to discuss some interesting topics, bro. We got Jay Bird and Mike Mellis John in the house too. What's good with y'all?
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up?
So we got those videos that we can react to, but the reason I think we should actually discuss the reason why we're gonna react to those videos, because you had wanted to come on and talk about some particular topics. So go ahead, I'm gonna give you the floor.
Which one did I want to talk about? I can't remember what I wanted to talk about though.
You had said you wanted to talk about warning signs with
man. Check this out. So if you guys ain't on my motherfucking stream, my YouTube, go to my YouTube, man, because in the next day or two, I'm finna go rip this old fucking Anchor Sambo bitch. Ooh, I'm gonna rip her all ass out.
Ooh.
But I really am, bro. Like this little broad pissed me.
What's her name?
What the fuck is this?
She's somebody on TikTok or something?
No, she is actually on YouTube.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she's on YouTube. What this broad name? She's some Cuban broad by the name of. Her name is See, this is how unimportant this bitch is. But still, what she said is, on the block with Jen.
Oh, I know who she is, man. I know who she is. I know exactly who she is. I've seen her. Do y'all know who she is? Actually, she be calling into the Star Show. She had a little bit of static with Tariq Nasheed on the block with Jen. I think she's Puerto Rican.
Yeah, she's Puerto Rican.
Yeah. I know she be on Instagram too. Y'all ever heard of her? Yo, in the comment section, have y'all ever heard of this YouTuber? I think her name is On the Block with Jen. She the one, she said all kind of crazy stuff about FBA men, said that we all want to be Rick Ross and all this insanity.
Yeah, this pod is about the fucking most loosest fucking bullshit cannon. And see, the thing is my homeboy hit me up, right? And he said, hey, man, you want to come on this show? I think it would be pretty cool to have you on the show because I know you stand on your opinion. So I was like, listen, I said, I'll think about it. I'm listening to this, bro. And really what made me go on the show was her co-host, some Jamaican anchor baby motherfucker. And what he said was, the thing that pissed me off was he said, let's just forget all the stuff in the past. And you know how that shit pisses me the fuck off, right? You know what I mean? Because I'm a history man.
Stuff in the past, like what? What are you talking about? He talking about here in the United States?
Yeah.
He talking about like what FBA should forget?
Yeah, you already know what it is. You already know what it is, bro. He's telling everybody already. Yeah, so it's like, you know me. I'm like, the past literally shaped where we are now. You know what I mean? And so you don't get to dismiss that shit because you know, you want to, and you want to be buck dancing for fucking Master and shit. So I kind of got a little pissed off. So I went back on the show, and then she said, what it was about was, she was talking about how people talk, right? Like, so she was like, well, you know, why do black people, you know, always be the degenerates, and they want to be so low on the, you know, on the group because. She played some video and the little girl said ask instead of ask. Right. So
it was a little girl and she thinks that the little girl was like purposely trying to be
her teacher said, this is a little girl though. You know what I mean? These little kids don't know how to act, right?
Right.
But
right.
She said, the teacher said, okay, say ask. And she says ask. And she said, no, say ask. She said ask. She goes, no, say it with the A-S. She goes, she said something like, my mama say axe, I'm gonna say axe.
That's hilarious.
So I'm like, okay. But she starts making this argument as if this represents all black folks. And that's kind of like the biggest issue that I have. Like the way she was making her examples of, you know, what is low class and what is not cool and what is, right? It was a 5-year-old girl.
Right.
So, and she's implying these motherfuckers ain't nothing but a whole bunch of kids. They act like kids. They want to be treated like kids and all this other stuff. So I'm just kind of like, oh, wow. So she goes, why do you guys always want to, try to argue for degeneracy? And I'm like, how do you
who's out here arguing for degeneracy?
Well, because she said, would you ever use, this word or axe? And I said, because of the hypothesis or the, what is it called? She gave a, when you kind of make a story up. What is that?
Oh, what, embellish?
No, she was just like, okay, tell me, if you were a boss at a business, would you hire anybody that said axe?
If I was a boss at a business, I wouldn't hire a 9-year-old girl.
Right. And that's what that's the first thing that went through my head. I'm like, how are you okay, whatever. So I just went with the hype, her little story. She goes, would you? I said, I wouldn't judge nobody by them saying axe. She said, why not? I said, I don't know. They might have a speech impediment. Maybe they can't pronounce S's. I don't know. I said, would I not hire a white dude because he says pusketty instead of spaghetti?
Right.
And she was like, but she can learn how to talk right. And I'm like, okay, I guess. Why is that? She goes, because we have standards. Now, this is what I'm really going to jump on her about. She said standards. I said, sweetheart, standards are subjective. And she goes, no, they're not. No, they're not. This is how dumb this broad is. So, because of that,
what show was this on?
Just her last show, bro. And she kept on cutting me off because she didn't want me to be right.
She was on YouTube?
Yeah, she was on YouTube.
Well, I'm about to see if I can find it. Go ahead, tell the story.
On the block with Jen, or on the block with Jen, yeah.
And it was the last live stream.
I believe so. She might have had a live stream before that, though. I mean, yesterday.
All right, go ahead.
So I says, sweetie, this thing that you're trying to talk about, standards, that's subjective. And she said, no, they are objective. Well, the first thing I said was, whose standards are we going by? And she goes, everybody's standards. And then I told her standards are objective. And then she said, no, they're not. I said, yes, they are. And
so hold on real quick. So let me just see this real quick.
Part 2.
You said part 2?
Yeah, that's the one I was on.
Who ruined the image of black women?
Yeah.
Part 2?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, hold on. All right, go ahead. I'm about to see if I can find the part where you at.
It's right. It's kind of at the beginning. You'll see me come up and then she'll talk to some other dude. It's like 10, 15 minutes.
You showed yourself on the camera?
No, I didn't. I don't show myself. Come on, bro. I'll show myself on the camera when the fuck I'm ready to show myself on the camera. No, I didn't.
No, you say you did?
I didn't. I didn't show myself on the camera.
Let's see, hold on.
You'll see my face come up.
You said who ruined the image of black women, part 2?
Yeah, part 2.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I see you right here. Okay, yeah, I see. That's funny as fuck. You called in. Was it anybody in the comment section that recognized you and shit?
I can't remember. I wasn't really paying attention because what she was doing, she was trying to make these straw man arguments to try to make me look bad. And then what she would do, she would mute me, right? And then she would try to make fun of the example that I gave. Like she goes, no, standards are objective. I said, no, they're not. They're subjective. I said, let me give you an example. I said,
they had that. Wait a minute. Never mind.
They had NO Saints up there too.
They had who?
NO Saints from fucking Periscope. Remember him?
NO Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Was he was on Periscope?
Yeah, he always used to come into my Periscopes. Always, every single week he was in my stream.
That name sound familiar, but I can't remember.
Yeah. So I explained it to her. I said, let me explain to you why we know that standards are subjective. I said, if you have a white family over here having a barbecue, and then you have a black family over here having a barbecue, I said the white people are going to act a certain way and the black people are going to be a certain way. So who's right according to standards? You see what I'm saying? Because usually, white folks is going to be a little bit more mellow. Black folks is going to be out there partying. So who is going by the standards? And she was like, well, they both would be acting, they would both be having a good time. I said, no, the way they are acting. You're talking about the way that they're acting. I'm talking about the way that they're acting. Who's the standard bearer? Well, that's stupid because, and then she kind of tried to turn it all around, and it turned into, what if some dude went into a business and he was in there in jeans, and then she said he'd never get the job, right? And she goes, see, those standards are objective. She's a fucking idiot, dude. But she said a whole bunch of dumb shit, and the guy said a whole bunch of dumb shit, and they were just making these arguments based on a whole bunch of shit, and they didn't do nothing but try to slickly put FBA motherfuckers down. That's it, the whole time. And it was just you had to be smarter to recognize it, but they did. That's all they did, and I was pissed off.
So my thing is, okay, so she's Puerto Rican, right? And I'm looking at her, you know what I'm saying? She looks Latina. My question is, I'm curious as to why she's making this video about, quote unquote, who ruined the image of Black women. And I didn't know that the image of Black women was ruined, except for, with white people who just talk crap about everybody.
Right. Well, what she's talking about is, whenever you see Black women, they're always represented by that, that little porn broad that we were talking about that day. What's that broad name? Suchi, whatever the fuck.
Oh, Suki Hana. Wait, hold on. So she's saying that Black women are represented by Suki Hana?
She's saying that whenever you see Black women, they tend to act like these Suki Hanas and shit.
Really? Where is she seeing these women at who are acting
bro,
like that?
I have no idea. This broad is fucking delirious, bro. She is absolutely delirious. So, and she says, and she brings up the dumbest examples, like little kids. Whenever you see the little kids, they're always twerking with their mama on the video. I'm like, yeah, if you watch freaking,
World Star Hip Hop.
World Star, yeah, exactly.
The Shade Room.
And so the thing is you can clearly see their agenda is to shit on Black folks. And the reason why is she makes the claim, well, I got here, I'm an immigrant, I was in the hood, and I made it out, blah, blah, blah. If you do it, if I can do it, you can do it kind of attitude. Same with the, the anchor baby fucking Jamaican. If I can do it, you can do it. And I just find that argument to be weak. I hate that argument, and so I am going to go on the show. I'm going to disprove most of the shit she said. And I'm going to destroy that stupid ass argument. And I'm going to make sure they understand why history matters, because they are not going to dismiss it. Because if they dismiss history, what they're doing is they're trying to dismiss us, our struggle, what we went through, and act as if it doesn't matter and has nothing to do with today. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my problem. I don't like that. That shit is bullshit. And she's trying to make it seem like it's black and white. And she actually contradicts herself, because at the very beginning she says, Black folks, she tried to say we, and then they.
She said we?
At first she said we, and then she said they.
So it looks like she's a conservative. It says the right-winged angel.
Yeah, she is a right-winger.
So that's just the conservative grift to attack Black people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, but she sounded so stupid. But everybody in her group that was watching her, they were acting like this broad was the beacon of all, arguments. And it's just kind of annoying. Like, why hasn't anybody shut this dummy up yet?
I don't know. It's YouTube, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
You going around terrorizing folks.
She should be so embarrassed that nobody watches her.
Oh no, this is what people love watching. People love watching Black people get trashed, especially by non-Black people. These people of color, Vivek Ramaswamy, people like that. Anybody who, I don't know, feels that their family went through Jim Crow like ours did, which they didn't. Right? Yeah. Exactly.
She's a first generation or second gen. Her dad was out here. And then that other dude is a first or second generation too from Jamaica. And they're trying to act as if their experience is the same thing as ours.
Well, what have they done significant? Have they done anything that's rivaling anything that white people have done?
Well, of course not. But
so then my thing is, then where's the criticism at? Where's the critique? If you're not out here doing the exact same thing as white people are doing, then you really don't have any leg to stand on as far as using us as a comparison bar.
Well, that's what it is. What she's doing is she's using the Republican talking points in order to gain points with Republicans. You know what I mean? And they were basically playing good nigga, bad nigga.
Well, except for the fact that she's not one of those.
But her co-guy and the girl and the co-host, Hassan or something like that. I can't remember his name. He's an idiot. They were jumping on her ass like, oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
Well, even the thing is still they have different experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like their parents, their families didn't experience the same thing as our families did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the thing is that, and then, this is respectfully, right? Respectfully in Jamaica, right? They have a different history than we have. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as Puerto Rico goes, technically that's not immigration because Puerto Rico is a commonwealth. So you didn't immigrate here. You were basically part of the United States to begin with.
Yeah. But
now, is she Cuban or Puerto Rican? I'm looking at that flag. Actually, is that the Puerto Rican flag? Yeah, that's the Puerto Rican flag because the Cuban flag is blue with the red.
Yeah.
Right? That's red with the blue. Okay.
She's Puerto Rican. Now, the issue is this, though. They act like they have gone through the same thing. You understand? Like, okay, so N.O. Saint said, no, you're not really understanding it. There is things that are holding people that boom, boom, boom. And her ass was like, I'm from the hood. And then
what's that got to do with anything being from the
right. And I made it out. And then she passed it over to her co-host. And he was like, nah, but I made it out and I was doing this and this and this, right? And he goes, yeah, but you're not, answering, you're not being truthful. And then she jumps in, she's like, these are black men telling you this. You see?
These are Jamaican American black men telling us this, who lived a long portion of their life in Jamaica before they came here. And also their parents lived in Jamaica before they came here. My dad was subject to Jim Crow for a large portion of his life. So he didn't have the same opportunities as somebody coming from a place where there wasn't Jim Crow.
Right.
Period. Point blank.
Her argument is basically this. You have the same rights as everybody else.
Okay.
Like that same old bullshit argument. But what she fails to realize and what she fails to bring up is that this history of racism, and she acts as if, I was out here in the 80s and blah, 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 blah. But she doesn't understand what the hood went through across the country. You see what I'm saying? She doesn't understand the economic downfall of, the black neighborhood. She doesn't understand none of that because she thinks she was in the hood and she thinks, hey, it's the same thing as in our hood because, they got some Puerto Ricans at the freaking corner store.
What's her explanation for Owsley County, Kentucky? Shout out to my man Torian.
She wouldn't let me speak long enough to fucking, do that. So, because she kept on trying to play that little, I'm going to make a little quip and I'm going to make a straw man argument. I was like, okay, fine. Now I'm going to just make you look stupid. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm going to go through this timeline where she's going to have to, I'm calling her out, dog. So I'm just going to break her fucking shit, dude. And I just don't like liars. And you know me about these, these first and second gens. So I'm done with that shit, bro. That shit's starting to irk my nerve again.
Let's react to the video.
It's about an hour and a half.
The entire time that you on there, it's about an hour and a half?
Oh, the entire time that I'm on there, she's just not. It's not even worth it, bro, because what she does is she keeps on interrupting, not letting me finish the point. And she's making strawman arguments. It's not even worth it. And plus, I'm going to go through the whole video. So just look out for my shit, and I'm going to go through the whole video.
Oh, okay, so you're going to react to it.
I'm going to fucking go through the whole video. There's going to be a few spots where I'm going to fucking fast forward, but I'm going to go through most of this video, and their stupid ass talking points are going to be completely and utterly debunked, and they're not going to be able to use these stupid ass arguments ever again unless they just want to be stupid and everybody's going to know, because I'm not playing that shit. I thought she was going to give me a fair chance to talk.
Nah, man, that's one of the reasons why I don't deal with panels on YouTube, bro.
Well,
unless it's people that I know.
I trusted Say because I know him, and he was like, "Dude, she'll let you talk." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And when she did it, I was like, "Oh, this motherfucker."
How you even find that channel? How you come across that?
Saints told me, he was like, "Hey, bro, you want to come on the show that I've been doing with this, this girl?" And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's go."
Okay.
So that's what it is. I didn't even know the title of the show. Actually, I was kind of surprised that was the title of the show, to be honest.
Yeah, Who Ruined the Image of Black Women Part 2. That's interesting. Again, it's what's up with these people and their obsessions with us and shit?
Because they understand the game now, bro. Like, all of the groups understand the game, and the game is shit on them, make ourselves look better, and then make it look like we're the weird ones, right? Because I told her, I was like, I don't understand why you guys have such an issue with the way we talk. I said, you don't have an issue with Indians when they talk and they can't speak good English.
They don't have an issue with first generation of their own people that don't talk,
right?
And she's like, English.
That's different, right?
How is it different?
That's different because that's their second language. I said, I don't give two shits
if you're in the United States and you're supposed to be speaking English. When you come to the United States and become a citizen and decide to be a part of society here, it becomes your first language,
right?
And that's the choice that you made. If you want Spanish to be your first language, then you should probably be speaking in a Spanish-speaking country. There's plenty of them out there.
And then I told her. Then the dude said this was his attempt to clean up that shit. Well, I mean, I know a lot of Indians that are, they're going to speech therapy class.
Okay. I know a lot of stroke victims that are going to speech therapy class. What does that have to do with anything?
Right. And she tried to give them an excuse as if that was a decent excuse. But my argument, which she wouldn't even let me get through, was basically Black folks should not have to fucking kowtow to white folks because it's their standard. It's not anybody else's. And she goes, no, it's not. It's our standard.
Whose standard? Her standard?
She tries to act like it's everybody's standard. And I said, no, it's not. I said, people talk with an accent in the North, in the South,
on the East Coast.
On the East Coast. I said, so it's not the standard. I said, but nobody else is dragged because of how they talk. Everybody's got an excuse. And you're saying right here that we're just degenerates. We don't want to learn how to talk. And I'm like, and I think that's kind of, bullshit. And she said, well, you have to do that in order to be accepted by society. And that's the problem. But
she would tell her daughter not to succumb to peer pressure.
No, she would tell her daughter to fucking put on fucking that fucking mask. Code switch fast. She made an argument. Her argument was basically, if you want to succeed, you better code switch.
I mean, that's one way if you just want to sell your soul.
Right. Now, my argument is Black folks need to keep on acting like them true selves. Stop fucking code switching on everything. And the reason why is because the more you code switch, when somebody pisses you, when your boss pisses you off, and you don't do nothing but, kind of maybe raise your voice a little bit because you're kind of surprised, they're going to say you're fucking overreacting and you're tripping and you yelled, right? But if you act who you are, talk loud if you talk loud, have a little bit of a, little slang in your fucking talk. You're boisterous if you're boisterous. Fucking, if you're a funny guy and you're laughing and happy, do that all the time. Black folks need to stop code switching because code switching actually contributes to Black folks getting killed.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Because what they do is they say, "Oh, he was getting aggressive."
Yeah, he was escalating.
Right. When you're not escalating, like, you hear my voice, right? And then, like, if someone says something, I'll be like, what the fuck is you talking about? Right? That is justified. I'm escalating. I'm getting upset. I'm not, I'm trying to get angry. And that's their justification for killing us. And it's because all we ever do is code switch. And they think because we code switch, we should code switch anytime we're around white folk. But Indians don't have to code switch. Indians get to wear their, their little turbans on their head, and they get to wear, their burqas, and they get to walk around without no goddamn fucking deodorant and stink and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Fucking, other people get to do all this other shit, right? If you talk to like some Asian dudes, right? Asian people, if they can barely speak any English, that's okay. You know what I mean? There are more people in the Latino and Asian communities that cannot speak English, that have businesses.
Thriving businesses.
So you're sitting here telling me these people don't even have to learn English to have a successful business. But I have to fucking sit around here and kiss your ass and fucking couch out of white people because they don't like my slang? All my slang ends up in their kids' mouth and then ends up in the dictionary. And everybody uses it. You see what I'm saying? So why do black folks always want to kowtow? Why do you want to put on code? Why do you want to code switch? If you talk like that regular, then talk like that. Fine, cool. But black folks need to stop fucking changing the way they act. I hate it. Don't get me wrong. Something might happen. But the more you consistently act black, unapologetically black, the more it's going to be very clear, okay, this is just who they are. They're boisterous and they're this and they're that, right? And they cannot no longer keep on using that as an excuse. You know what I mean? Like, people need to stop that shit, because the more we keep on doing that, when we get upset at our, at our work, they can fire us.
Right. Facts.
We get pulled over, they can fire us. We get talked back or challenge a teacher in school, they can suspend us or kick us out, expel us. This is the issue. And everybody wants to fucking just say, okay, just, what, fuck it, we'll just do this. This is why they got away, that referee got away from literally buzzing that little boy dreads.
Right. Yeah. Facts.
You see
Torian said, remember for years they said ain't wasn't a word. Remember when they used to say that ain't a word? Yeah. Now, not only is it in the dictionary, but it's used by everyone every day. Same with y'all.
Yeah. We really create the lexicon. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, you got to understand, like, dog, look up bling. Isn't bling in the dictionary now?
Oh, yeah. Blink, on fleek, all of that craziness is in the dictionary.
So it's like, we need to stop that shit, because what they do is they turn around and use it, just like they're going around using woke. And
just like they go around and do everything. Tattoos all over, dreadlocks, everything, braids, everything. Literal everything.
The white people can use get locks, but the black can't. It looks dirty and messy on him, right? The white girl can go get braids and in her hair, and not no sister and not no brother and shit. You feel me? And that's a problem, and we need to stop doing that shit. We have to be unapologetically black.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. You already know how I feel about code switching. I've always thought that was a bad idea. I don't think that it's a good thing.
I mean, I understand. I understood it at the time, and a lot of people are like, Martin. A lot of people are now on the Martin Luther King. He was stupid. Right? No, Martin Luther King did something that he thought would have done good. He thought, look, if we keep on acting presenting ourselves, it was an option. Okay, it failed. Cool. You can't shit on Martin Luther King for it. He did what he thought would really move us forward.
Right. And then he acknowledged that he did that at some point. He felt that, that wasn't an effective strategy.
Right. And so the thing is people always start to do this shit. They start to shit on motherfuckers when you start getting to know who these people are. It's like, I never really been a big Martin Luther King fan, but I don't like that motherfuckers is now shitting on him. You know what I mean? And they use this argument. Oh, you know, why do we want to be a part of the fucking white community? Because you wanted to fucking get a job and be able to pay for fucking a house. That's why, dummy. Because he was trying to get you inside society, because at the time it seemed like it was the best thing to do. Why? Because every time we would build a town or township, they would burn it down. But if we are able to work with these white people, they can't burn down the white people's business. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like it was something to try. I'm not saying it was a good idea. I think integration was the worst thing for black folks ever. You know what I mean? But he was trying. At least he tried. What your ass out here doing? You know what I mean? Stop talking. Yeah, stop talking negative shit. I don't even like it when people talk negative shit about Barack Obama, because if you knew politics before Barack Obama ever get on the office, and you knew politics when he started running, dumbass, we was all saying, anybody that was smart at least, was saying, yeah, he ain't gonna do shit for us. But then everybody want to act surprised when he didn't do shit for us. You stupid motherfuckers. Like that shit, it just irritates the fuck. Like these things irritate me. You know what I mean? Because people are fake. So
fake as fuck.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Nah, shit. That was a good start. Did you wanna go into the stuff about the women?
You know what? Check this out. I did a live, and I talked about relationships. I talked about accountability. And I was mainly talking about women. One thing that I'm starting to notice is that you young cats out here trying to, you're just getting married and you're, out here dating and shit. If you are serious about a relationship, I need y'all motherfuckers to start thinking about shit a little bit more clearly. You know what I mean? Okay, so you have these SYSME motherfuckers and master dudes, and you're talking about what's incel motherfuckers and all that shit, right? And they're always shitting on motherfuckers. But the thing is y'all sit around and y'all get mad at a lot of these women. I don't get mad at women because they don't take accountability. I just check them on it. The fact of the matter is I recognize that they don't fucking take accountability. I recognize that they have shitty attitudes. And I recognize, that women have their issues, right? But what I don't do is I don't consistently keep on getting back with these same broads and then trying to act like I was fooled. So
you think that's what they do?
Yeah, I think they do, because a lot of times motherfuckers is too entranced with pussy. Like y'all ain't never had no yoni in your whole life.
Yeah, I agree. People be on that. That's Go ahead.
You see a chick that's super bad, and y'all act like she's special or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. No, I agree. That does happen. Like it's like people think that that's the last that they ever gonna get. Or it's the only that they ever gonna get.
Well, they think. Well, here's the thing. You know why people do that? Why a lot of dudes do that? They get what they looking for, that bad girl, and then when they finally bag that bad girl, what it really is they know they shouldn't have never bagged that girl, and they know they ain't never gonna find no broad that's bad as her. But what they don't realize is y'all motherfuckers getting played. Oh, actually, they do realize it. They just a whole bunch of thirsty ass niggas, and then they want to go off and trick all their money, and they think that shit is cool because y'all wanted to make tricking a cool thing. And then you guys wonder why your broad is out here, slurping up fucking John dick and shit.
Torian says, Izzy, they do all that for content purposes. A lot of them don't even mean what they say, but if it drives views, they'll continue to feed the beast. And I agree with that.
Yeah, and I agree with that too. But what they are doing is they're influencing a whole bunch of dudes that on a regular day, they really don't get too many broads.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. That's probably the people that watch that kind of content. That's the situation that most of them are in.
Yeah, and see, my thing is this, and I don't care if it's a thing that they're pushing or not. Explain, if you have 56% of relationships breaking up, my dude, is because you guys are making bad choices. I don't give two shits. You guys have baby mamas and this broad is she's crazy. She's a monster. She's crazy. Right? How many of y'all vetted your baby mama? And how many people have like drama? And just be honest, it doesn't matter if you're not in a good co-parenting relationship with your kid's mom, you have baby mama drama, period. Okay? So, how many of y'all have like great relationships with your kid's mom? And it's because you didn't vet any of these brides. And y'all need to figure out new ways to vet these girls. Right? And I have this thing that I do. Right? I ask any woman, you guys need to start doing this shit because this shit works. Okay? I set up a whole thing and I tell them, I ask 2 questions right off the bat. I say, what are the 5 most important things in order for you to have a successful relationship? Pay attention. These girls will literally tell on themselves, and you'll know before you even start talking to this broad if she's worth talking to or not. Okay? Pay attention to it. Pay attention to 5 most important things. Okay? And it's a real easy find. If sex is not verbally said in the top 5, she's selfish. Don't bother with her. I'm dead serious.
Why you say that?
Because she's either selfish or she's stupid and she hasn't thought about having a real relationship. And the reason why is because, bro, the number one reason for all splits and divorces in this country is a sex-related issue. Okay? It's a sex-related issue. And the highest number of divorces is because of infidelity. Next one is like something like intimacy. And then the next one after that is because of lack of intimacy or, that's number 1. Sex. Okay? Now, if sex is the number 1 reason or something related to sex is the number 1 reason for all splits and all breakups, and a woman doesn't fucking bring that up, she ain't thinking about you. She ain't thinking about, having a long, healthy relationship. She's thinking about herself. Period. And every single time I've asked that question, I've been right about that. That's number 1 question. Number 2 question is, what are 2 reasons give me the top 2 reasons why you would get up and just leave a relationship right away the minute your partner doesn't? Right? If they say cheating, you don't fuck with them. Even I don't care how you feel about cheating. If they say cheating as the number 1 reason, you don't fuck with them. Okay? They got their priorities fucked up. Okay? They just do. The number 1 reason is because of this. If a girl starts accusing you of cheating, and a lot of women start trying to accuse their dude of cheating, even if you haven't done it, whether you did or you didn't, that's usually the sign that your relationship is headed for rocky places and it's going to end very soon. Even if they're making it all up, it doesn't matter. Okay? And I don't care what nobody says, because this is what's in her head. If like abuse, honestly, should be the very first reason. Abuse. If she just says abuse, cool, that's fine. If they say lies, they're lying too. You don't fuck with that broad because she's a liar. Okay? It's very rare that you find somebody that doesn't lie. Okay? I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. And the fact of the matter that a broad would get pissed off and she said the very first thing that she would leave for is a lie, tell that broad to take off her goddamn makeup. Okay? You tell her to take off that waist trainer. Okay? Come talk to me about lies then. Okay? Because regardless of what anybody got to say, those are lies. I don't care. And if a bride has a problem with people lying, but she turns around and she lies with how she looks, okay? Because she might look like a booger wolf underneath all that fucking clown makeup.
And you said a booger wolf.
Yeah, bro. And you got to pay attention to these things, bro. These things are very important because, dude, you actually start to see the way of a woman thinks by these lists that I'm telling you. And then the third question is this. If she brought up communication as one of the reasons, and it's usually the number one reason, right? Communication as a very important part that's going to keep a successful relationship. You ask her this. What does it mean to have a good conversation? What does it mean to be a good communicator? Ask her. Okay? And I'm going to tell you something. This is the bonus question. And this is how you know what it is. If they do not say understanding, you walk away. Walk away. Okay? The reason why understanding is, they need to say understanding is this. Because I could sit here and be a totally good communicator. I could talk, change words. I could change the analogy. I can do all these things. But if she refuses to take that and listen to it and take it, then it doesn't fucking matter. The biggest problem between couples is this one is saying this stuff and this one's saying this stuff, and they're saying this to each other. Now, in a lot of cases, we can listen to that shit, understand it, and then we can put it away. Women can't. They can't. Because a lot of times the way we talk to them, they always want to act like it's some sort of attack on them. Right? I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in a relationship where you were just trying to tell your girl, hey, baby, you did this outside. Like, let's say she said some disrespectful shit outside of the house. Right? And you wait till you get home and you say, hey, baby, you had like some kind of disrespectful shit. Now, instead of her understanding, like if you say, you need to say that till when we get home. You don't be out here talking. Usually the girl's going to be like, who the fuck is you talking to? What are you trying to tell me what to do? You see what I'm saying? They're trying to make it about something else. So if they don't say understanding, again, they're being selfish and they're not thinking about you. Okay? And you'll be surprised how many people actually do not say understanding is about communication. You'll be surprised. That's right. What it is. Now,
Torian said, who got a rooster?
Oh, that's neighbors and shit, bro. They just got it. We got these Mexican neighbors and they just picked up the rooster. So,
That's funny.
Yeah, I know. That motherfucker's annoying as shit.
What the hell are they doing with a rooster?
I fucking don't know. All the Mexicans around this motherfucker in California got roosters.
Do they? For what?
I don't, bro. Why you ask me? Am I Mexican?
I'm just asking.
Yeah, dude, bro. Look, check this out. I was right by the freeway.
Yeah.
Right, and it was at this hotel right by the freeway. There was a whole there was a hen and all these little babies, bro, and they walked right across the street. About to go into the freeway area. Okay, there's chickens everywhere here, bro.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild as fuck because all these Mexicans all want roosters and shit, and they do the cockfights and all that bullshit, bro.
Do they really be out there doing that shit?
Yeah, they do that shit out here. Yeah, you know what I mean. And then the last little bit I'm going to give you guys is this, and these are just little things. Now you don't have to be 100%. You don't have to believe in them, and you don't have to. You can turn around and be like, "Yeah, I just want to see what you say." You can do that if you want, right? But this last little piece is really going to, like, if the woman is listening, if you want to know if a woman listens to you, if a woman gives a fuck, and if a woman is open-minded, this is going to be the key. You tell her, I have a different way of dating. And she's going to be really interested. And you tell her, I don't date traditionally. And she'll be like, oh, really? And you'll start to see what I mean when you start doing this in this order. I promise you. And they'll say, well, explain how you date. And then you say, you real quick, you say, okay, I'll do that right now. But you ask them, what was the reason for the ending of your last relationship? Now, if they say they got cheated on, bro, this is going to it's going to ding. And any one of the girls that ever say that piece of shit cheated, you tell them this and see what they say. Okay? You say, I have a different way of dating. And then you say, within the first 3 times of meeting her, period. If you go kick it up, like if I go and I shake your hand and I say, what's up? How you doing? That's meeting 1. The next one, I go ahead and have a couple drinks with her. That's meeting 2. Next one after that, I took her to the movies. That's meeting 3. Within 3 meetings, I must get some sex. That's 1. But the first one is actually within 3 conversations of me talking to you, we must fully talk about sex. Must. This is not up for debate. Okay. And you're probably like, nah, bro, you don't say that shit because you're going to look like a creep. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not. I promise you. And the reason why is what you're starting to do when you say those 2 things, first thing you're going to hear is she's going to usually, because right before you actually said those 2 things that you are absolute must, you're going to ask her, if you don't understand this, please do not assume. Ask questions. When you say that, there's a reason why you're saying that. Because when you tell her these 2 things, if she didn't listen to you when you said, please ask questions, she's going to right away assume. She's going to say, you're just trying to get some pussy, huh? Right there, you already got a girl that you know does not listen to you. She assumes, and she's not even considering that you just said, if you don't understand, please ask questions. Right? She doesn't know why you made these rules, but she's already made her choice of why you want those 2 things. You see what I'm saying? And these little cues are telling you, these are all red flags, bro. Every single last one of these things are red flags. And so here's your reasoning. The reason why you have to have sex within the first 3 times of meeting her is for 2 reasons. Number 1 reason is because 56% of all relationships end, and they're all in for usually for sex. It's number 1 for some sort of sex related issue. That's number 1. Okay. So therefore, you need to have a conversation, a full adult conversation. I want to know everything you like, everything you don't like. And I don't give 2 shits how you feel about this shit. I want to know your kinks. I want to know, and we're not going to be fucking, you don't let them nothing. You don't fucking let them off at all. Okay. So you tell them. So because all, divorces and splits end for some sort of sex reason, I have to know that we are sexually compatible. That's number 1. Why do you need to have the conversation? Well, I need to have the conversation because whether people really realize this, and people who understand psychology actually really do understand this. When you talk about sex early in a relationship, early when you first start talking to somebody, you do not know them. So you tend to feel like you can be a little bit more honest. Okay? She tells you a kink, you tell her a kink. Okay? And you usually feel like you can be a little bit more honest because if she she laughs, if she fucking finds your kink a little weird, whatever, you can walk away and never talk to her about it again. You understand? But if she stays around, what you're actually doing is you're building 3 things. The ability to communicate and understand. You're listening to the way she talks and the way she uses her verbiage. So then what you end up doing is you start learning how she talks. Does she have an attitude? Does she, things of this nature. Okay. These things are really important. So when you're building this ability to conversate, have a conversation with her, it's an honest conversation. So what you're doing is you're building trust, the ability to conversate, and the ability to fucking understand. Okay? These are foundations in every single relationship. Okay? Whether people want to understand that or not. Now, the biggest issue with this is a lot of girls will be like, oh, that's sick. I don't want to talk about that. Well, I just met you. I don't care if I just met you. Because I'm gonna explain something. When you invest, if you go and you talk to one of these girls, what usually happens is she says, I want you to get to know me. I want you to get to know me. And what people don't really realize is that, especially men, y'all men, you're actually, if you have to wait for sex and they want you to get to know them, that's cool. I get it. But what you're doing is you're already putting in investment. It's a emotional investment into this broad. Because if you start talking to this broad and you start talking to a broad constantly, and it's, maybe one or two, okay, because you're trying to get to know her, whether you realize it or not, you are making an investment with your emotions, whether you realize it or not. Okay? Now, if you build this investment with this chick, and after 30 days, you finally get to hit, okay, you might hit. It might be really good. But what if down the line, and you ain't had no conversation about the sex, and you ain't been honest? What if down the line, you tell your girl, baby, you're a little musty down there. Well, guess what? She's going to feel like you just attacked her. But see, if you've already talked about sex and you're making sure that you guys are open about this shit, a lot of people claim that they have conversations about sex. They don't. They're lying. They're lying. So if they had conversations about sex, there wouldn't be 56% of marriages that are happening for a sex reason. If you had a conversation about sex, guess what? It's going to be easier to talk to your girl before you go out and sleep with someone. It's going to be easier for her to come talk to you before she go out and cheat. People don't really understand this shit, but the thing is you've already established the fact that you can be open, honest, truthful, and she can trust you because this is between you and me. You understand? So people don't really get it, but you have to take this shit all serious, okay? Because what you're doing during this whole thing is you're actually looking for red flags. So if she doesn't understand, she doesn't listen. If she doesn't really understand, what you're saying, why you're saying it, because you're making everything crystal clear. Why are you talking about sex? Because of this reason. The smallest investment that a man can put into a woman is sex. So therefore, why are you not starting with sex in order to start building certain things? Now, here's the thing. A lot of people will be like, oh, well, I don't want no slut. Well, guess what, bro? Whether you want to hear this or not, that broad done already beat. She had her cheeks beat a whole long time ago. Okay? I don't care what you say. Okay? She tell you she was with one dude. She's lying. Times that by 3 to 5. I want to hear that shit. Y'all motherfuckers get caught up on this stuff. We are in a whole new age. These bras is out here getting their cheeks beat up. And y'all want to sit here and try to act like this broad, oh, she a virgin, bro. She ain't never been with nobody. You stupid. This is what I'm talking about. Like, you guys are gaming yourselves. If you honestly think this day and age that you gonna run into a virgin, nigga, you dating an underage girl. Okay, that's just what it is. Okay, stop fooling yourselves. Stop worrying about these broads' numbers. Stop worrying about that. But you're not even supposed to really be asking that. Who cares about this? Because what
you don't think body count is important?
I don't really give two shits, bro. Because you know what? A broad can say she only fucked one dude, and guess what? How do you know? Huh? You got some secret test?
I don't think you can know, but you can kind of tell.
No, you can't.
I don't know, man.
Bro, check this out.
Do you think that some women are just naturally do a bunch of freaky shit the very first time all the time? You don't think they get that experience over time?
I do think they get it over time, but it doesn't matter. See, the thing is if you think you're going to be able to teach your girl something, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't work out. Okay, bro, I'm sorry. Okay, I was in a 20-year relationship. I've been in a whole bunch of other relationships. I was pimping, dog.
Right, but I don't think that I don't think it's about teaching. You know what I'm saying? Like
actually,
you as a dude, like you will notice. Like you can tell the difference between if somebody get around versus if they don't.
Bro, let me tell you something. I knew a girl that lost her virginity. The first dude she was with, she was only with him for about a year. This nigga turned this broad out. First dude she was with. Like anybody that says that they think they can figure out how many broads, how many dudes your girl been with, you a liar, bro. You're a liar.
So he turned her out. So what that mean?
That means the next dude that got with her, she was experienced. She was doing all this freaky shit. And guess what? If he thought like what you said, guess what he would have thought? Oh, this broad's been fucking all these niggas. She fucked with one dude. You'll never know how many dudes a broad, has been with. The fact of the matter is, unless you can guarantee she was a virgin, you'll never know, bro. And I'm sick of these motherfuckers trying to tell you, oh, I need a bro with low body count. Okay, you want a broad that lies to you. Okay, bro.
Yeah, I don't think it's anybody with a low body count out here anymore. Like that shit is in the past. But I do think you could tell if a chick get around versus if you can't though.
Oh, really?
It's not hard to find.
What's the key?
The one way that you can find out is like how you said before, vetting. If you talk to a bunch of motherfuckers and a bunch of motherfuckers have been with the bitch, you know what I'm saying? That's how you can verify at least the minimum.
Okay, so let's say the bitch comes from out of town. How do you find out?
If she come from out of town, that's difficult.
Okay, what if she doesn't know none of your niggas because she's from the other side of town? How you find out?
Yeah, that's difficult.
Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, niggas be fooling themselves. And don't think that, the size of broad coochie is going to tell you anything. Guess what, bro? I was just with a chick who had kids. Guess what? Her little yoni was tighter than mug, okay? And it's because the broad does kegels. Okay, these broads out here smart as fuck, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I think this might be and I don't even think this works anymore. Back in the day, you want to know how you knew if a broad got around? If you told her to lick your ass and she did it, because that whole eating the groceries shit was not the business.
Yeah, no.
Right. But now y'all stupid motherfuckers, y'all want to go off and do some y'all weirdos. But anyway, there's no way to figure out that shit, bro. There isn't. It's about you wanting to feel good. So you hear this magic number that she gives you. You don't know if that's just true. Stop worrying. Y'all niggas stop being insecure about the chicks that you get with, bro. Like, I don't even like dating virgins, bro. That's just me. Some niggas do, some niggas don't. I don't.
Do you think people be actually looking for that, though, for virgins?
I think dudes be trying to look up on it. I do think that. And there's another thing that you'll know if a dude's like really honestly looking for that. If he starts dating super young chicks.
Yeah, see, that's when you get into getting weird.
Yeah, and it is weird, bro. Why you want to date an 18-year-old? If, I get it that there's some 20-year-olds that, they really honestly are mentally different and shit like that. I get it. I understand that shit. But bro, that's
man, at my age, I'm not dealing with no motherfucking.
Exactly. It's 1 in a million, bro. So the only way you're gonna get a young chick that's a virgin still, like you're gonna be looked at as a weirdo anyway. Right? So if you're dating girls your age, bro, just expect it. She got a body count, nigga. Get over it, bro.
Most motherfuckers, they got kids. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. How many girls you know? How many girls you know don't got no kid? Right?
Right.
Look. So you're gonna have to get over it. And you know what? The whole concept of a body count, especially if the girl got kids, nigga, that girl's pussy got blown the fuck out, nigga. Have you ever seen your kid getting blown?
Yeah, right.
What the fuck? Like, y'all niggas really have lost your mind. Stop worrying about a broad's body count. It doesn't matter, bro. She'll probably put it on you better if she has a few more bodies on her bag. You'll probably fall in love with her pussy, man. You don't stop that shit. That's just stupid. Don't get me wrong. Back in the day, it was kind of it seemed like something because we were it was kind of like we were scared straight into not having sex back in the day. You know what I mean? Like they would try to scare us. Religion, You know what I mean? Your parents would be all over you. You know, then they introduce, the sex ed class, and they'd be like, oh, STDs, and then HIV, and don't have sex with nobody, you can get HIV. You know, there was ways to scare us back in the day. You know what I mean? These motherfuckers don't care no more, bro. This bro will have, genital herpes, and the nigga will be like, all right, let's try anyway, just because the broad is bad. Okay?
Yeah,
like, for real. And I know that shit for a fact, dude. I got a homegirl that got genital herpes, and she goes, you wouldn't believe how dirty some of these thirsty ass niggas are. I said, what you mean? She said, you know I got this, right? I said, yeah, from that nigga, right? She said, yeah. And I said, why? She said, dude, you know how many of these motherfuckers keep on trying to get down my pants and shit? So it's like when you understand.
Do you think that's a good idea for a dude to be that thirsty?
No, I don't. But they are, because let them see some titties on a show. You're a grown ass man. Oh, I saw some titties. Like, motherfuckers is acting like they ain't never seen a naked body. These niggas are thirsty. These bodies, it's like really odd. But I don't think people should be that thirsty. Absolutely not. But what can I do about some other dude's thirst? I can't do nothing about that shit. You know what I mean? I've already told everybody, dude. I wish.
I think it's a little bit of a self-worth issue with the thirst, because
how so?
I don't know, man. Like, if you willing to dive into something that you know confirmed got diseases, that's some suicide shit.
Well, no, because general herpes, they do this in their head. Oh, well, it's not. You can't kill me. Oh, maybe over time. This is how these niggas think. So the thing is it's not about self-worth. It's about. It's like these niggas just, I don't know. It's like they've been zombified about, pussy, right? It's just weird, bro. So, and this is why you got to ask questions. You got to ask questions, bro, because guess what? You're going to get with some chick, and she's going to be fucking some dirty nigga on the side. And guess what? You know what? What's going to happen? You're going to wind up with a disease, nigga. This is why you have to vet the chicks that you with. Especially if you're going with a long-term relationship. You got to understand that if this girl is really going to be committed, if she's not going to be committed, if she's going to put in the work, you know what I mean? Like, why would you be in a long-term relationship with some chick and she don't even give a shit? There's one thing that I can tell you for sure. Look out for the red flags. Pay attention to the red flags. The red flags are telling you exactly who this chick is. Stop doing that shit. And what I just gave you, you'll see, because you'll start seeing things and you'll start seeing the answers that people give. And you can see how much, number one, if you're dead serious about having a relationship, you'll see if they're ready for a relationship, number one. Number two, you'll start to notice, are they selfish? Are they a narcissist? Are they this? Are they that? You can see that by those sets of questions. I don't care what nobody says.
Emmanuel Carey said he went to school with a girl that was born with HIV, and dudes would still take the risk. Man, that's crazy and foul.
Right. And this is the thing, dude. A lot of these dudes will turn around and fuck their girls. Okay? And so my point to this is, you have to start vetting the chicks that you're with. Stop being thirsty. Let me ask you something, Rob. What was the difference between your baby mama Yoni and your current girl Yoni?
I ain't about to really talk about that shit online.
No, I mean, but the thing, be honest. No. Listen, the answer is this. Check this out. If you be completely honest, the answer is this. There's nothing different. There might be, okay, shape. Okay, fine. I'm not talking about that. Be honest. All y'all be honest. Think about all the girls that you've been with in the past. Some girls might have moved their hips a little bit better. But what about their yonis? Maybe some of their head might be better. It's all the same. Y'all niggas is magnified by these broads. Stop being magnified. Hate to write this shit to you. Pussy is pussy, bro. This is why y'all niggas is killing each other for pussy, because you guys feel that this pussy got diamonds and gold and platinum encrusted in their pussy. It doesn't.
I think that's what a lot of Sims out there.
No, I think that's a lot of niggas stock. Niggas, you know, and I'm not fooling myself. I'm saying that shit here, and I'll never be like call you out on that if you're my homeboy. But the fact of the matter is this: guess what? I hate to break it to you, pussy is pussy, bro. There's really not a difference. Okay, what's the difference? Okay, this pussy gets a little bit wetter than that one, but that was a little bit older too at the same time. Okay, fine. Okay, fine. This one, her hips work a little bit better than that one, but she sucks a meaner dick. Okay, fine. Pussy is pussy, bro. Stop acting like all these bras have some sort of freaking magical fucking pot of gold in their pussy. They don't. You guys keep on giving them that shit. They don't. A pussy don't work unless you got a dick with it anyway. So I don't know why y'all niggas is acting so damn thirsty. So anyway,
I'm telling you, people just baseline thirsty nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
That's how they carry themselves.
It doesn't.
That's why they acting like that.
But I would like to know why, though. Where did it come from? Where did this idea where did it come from?
I don't know. I think a lot of dudes are socially awkward nowadays. They don't really know how to. They because of the low amounts of swag and testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really have what's necessary to create an option of having a bunch of women to choose from. So whatever they can get, they try to get.
Okay, why do you think so many men are socially awkward?
I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
Do you think that it could possibly be because of the change of attitude of a lot of the women out here, or do you think that it's just that something that has to do with them? They are socially awkward. Which one do you think it is?
Mm-hmm. Could be a combination of both.
You think so?
It could be. I don't know. What do you think it is?
I think it is. Most of these niggas is raised by their mamas, and their mamas teaching them how to have a relationship with them.
That's interesting. You want to expand? You want to expand on that? I don't know, cause see, I have, you know what I'm saying. I got a lot of influence from my dad.
Right, because I was raised by my daddy too. Yeah. But what I see is certain things that's really, really funny. Okay, so we're at a rate right now, and it doesn't really matter what race they are. There are a lot of women out there that's having kids, right? And they're single mothers. And the fact of the matter is this. When women have single mothers and they have sons, that is the most important man in her life. You understand?
I wish I could, but no, I don't.
Well, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I'm listening though.
Right. You know, but it in a lot of cases, it is. And the reason why it is because usually the moms are having all these bad relationships, right? And they do not take accountability. So what they do is they get fed up with these dudes. They have a kid, and now the kid's growing up. So she puts all of her energy into that kid, right? And she's trying to teach this young man how to be a man. She's trying to teach him how to talk to a lady. No, you know what she's actually doing? She's teaching her son how to date her. Okay? That's what it is. She's teaching him all the things that she wants. She's teaching him all the things that she thinks he should do. Who exactly is she teaching him to get? Because they don't never tell the truth, bro.
Speaking of they don't never tell the truth, we should check out that video.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, let's check that out. Because this psychologist right here, and this is from Fresh and Fit, it says, psychologist spoke facts on why women never apologize.
Okay, let's hear it then.
Let's see what they're saying. So let me know where you want to stop it at. Let me see. I got this shit on. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Tell me when to stop.
You made a video. I think it's one of your most popular video. Why women don't apologize. Can you talk about that a little bit? I mean, I think one of the things here on this side of the internet, we always say, you know, women want the power of a man and the responsibility, but they want the accountability of a child, blah, blah, blah. Women have a tough time taking accountability, all this other stuff. Can you speak deeper to, and you really explained it well in that video, Thanks. But can you speak deeper to that concept of apologies in females?
Sure. First,
so let me ask you this, right? So Myron just said about the women taking accountability, and you had mentioned that earlier. Yeah. And I'm just curious with the people in the chat, when people talk about this whole thing of quote unquote women taking accountability, what does that mean, and what does that look like?
Okay, so a lot of times, and the reason why is because we're starting to see through a lot of these things. Okay, so what a lot of females will start doing is they'll be like, you are trying to what's that word? You're trying to manipulate me. You'll hear this a lot. You'll hear you're trying to gaslight me. You're a narcissist. These are three big words. Okay, but they're not words that's never been used. Okay, so taking accountability, or taking accountability is when they fuck up. Right? When they do something wrong, when they assume and they're wrong and you prove them wrong, when they go out and they say something and then they're completely wrong. They never want to literally take accountability. It's rare to find a girl. And this is why you have to kind of vet the females that you're with, because you have to make sure that they are willing to take accountability. A woman that's not willing to take accountability and fix herself, then you have a problem. You have a problem. She's a narcissist. There's a high probability she's a narcissist or has a lot of narcissist tendencies and traits. Accountability means I was wrong. I recognize that I was wrong. And now I am going to do everything I can to fix that wrong thing that I did. Okay? Men understand accountability because we are always forced to take accountability. You see what I'm saying? But women are not. They don't have to. So what they usually do is they'll be like, come on, baby, it's all good. And they won't say the words, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Or if they do, it's like, it really, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything because they do it again. Okay? If someone says sorry and then they do it again, they're not sorry. And the more times they keep on doing it, the more, they not only are they not sorry, but they don't respect you. Because they keep doing it. You see what I'm saying? So if a girl keeps on doing something wrong and you know it and she knows it and you've called it out and she doesn't take it, that's, oh yeah, you know what? You're right. I need to actively go out of my way to fix it. That's accountability, bro. Saying I was wrong and I'm going to fix it. Okay? That is what that is. And a lot of women just don't want to admit that they're wrong. They'll go out of, okay, have you ever heard, like, you make an argument, you're right, because it's right there in front of you. But then all of a sudden, her argument back to you to justify the shit is, well, you made me feel. You see what I'm saying? The way you feel ain't got nothing to do with the facts. Your feelings don't override the facts. But they will do that. And this is why the big thing is, right now, for what a lot of women is, you have to take into account my feelings. Because there's a lot of women out there and they're being taught this shit too. I've seen it. They're being taught that feelings outweigh facts. Meaning, if she went out there and fucked some dude and she said, well, you made me feel bad. You weren't, I felt like alone. They feel that is more important than really saying, you know what, I did. I cheated. My bad. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just that simple. They think that their feelings or some of their arguments, some of these emotional arguments outweigh the facts of shit. You know what I mean? And they don't. And men need to stop doing that shit. If you want to sit here and you want to use your feelings, you better start using your feelings when I do it at that time. You don't get to then use feelings in order to justify breaking out my windows or, cheating on me or sucking this nigga's dick. Because, baby, you didn't trip and suck on this nigga's dick. You see what I'm saying? So we have to stop all that. And that's what women can't do. They think that they are always right. I don't need to say sorry because you made me feel this way or you made me feel that way. And the minute you say, fuck your feelings or your feelings are not true or blah, 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 whatever, and you try to take away those feelings, now you're in the wrong because now you're not taking into account her feelings. You see what I'm saying? And that is gaslighting. It's literally when they turn around the whole argument and then they make you feel crazy because they make you feel like, okay, maybe she should cheat it. I get it now because her feelings outweigh the fact that, she's wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, so gaslighting is literally another way. And it's forms of manipulation, bro. At the end of the day, all of this stuff works together. And a lot of women do not have to say sorry, fix their actions, anything. If you get with a girl that's gotten with 2 ex-boyfriends and she keeps on telling you about these 2 ex-boyfriends, they kept on cheating on her. And then you're on your phone and you're one of the type of dudes that says, well, this is my property. I don't go into your phone, so you're not going into my phone, right? If she goes off and starts accusing you of cheating because you won't give her a phone, but this is something that you've been doing the whole time, and she said, well, my exes did that. Well, she's wrong. That's wrong, bro. You don't have to you don't need to prove her wrong or right because of what her exes did. That's not my job. You see what I'm saying? And so they think that that's justified. Well, it's not. I'm not your ex. And you don't get to judge me based upon your past. And the fact of the matter is, if you haven't fixed yourself and you're still thinking about the past, I don't need to be with you. And this is why a lot of people, and because they don't have to take accountability, they don't have to fix themselves. If you meet a girl that fucking 4 of her last boyfriends cheating on her, bro, the common denominator in that situation is her, not them. It's her. But she has yet to take accountability. Therefore, she hasn't fixed herself. Therefore, she keeps on doing this shit. And you're going to get the short end of the stick. That's accountability. Is she's not going to make you the short end of the stick because of these past niggas. Accountability is making sure, okay, figuring out, okay, what am I doing wrong? Is my decision making wrong? Are my decision making skills wrong? Are they off? What's wrong? Why am I attracting these type of dudes? You see what I'm saying? That's what it is. Why do I keep on falling for their manipulation? Well, everybody has red flags. Even when they try to say, well, when you first meet them, they trick you. No, bitch, you're stupid. You got mesmerized by his dick. Because everybody, if you are not who you are and you're putting on a mask, everybody fucking shows red flags. Everyone does. So she hasn't taken accountability. Therefore, she doesn't see the red flags. Therefore, she keeps on going into the same situation over and over and over and over. And you wind up being the asshole. Everybody's an asshole. Everybody's a dick. All these men out here, they're all pieces of shit because of your decision choices. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it means to take accountability. If a female is doing that type of shit, she hasn't taken accountability. And that's what a lot of people don't really get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's run this. Let me know when you want me to stop.
Yeah.
I'll respond to the most common pushback or objection to that, which is saying that explaining why women don't apologize doesn't mean that men don't. But it's Good point. Men and women often don't apologize for different reasons, I found. Men often don't apologize because of an ego thing. Mm-hmm. That can happen to women. But what I found is that women don't apologize because they have a different conceptualization of the foul than men do. Mm. With respect to men, we think that the behavior is what requires the apology. You stepped out of bounds. Yeah. You did something, and I would like you to acknowledge that you did that bad thing, apologize for that, and change your behavior moving forward. Because that, of course, is the only real apology, is changed behavior.
Yeah, true.
But what I found is that a lot of women treat the foul as the pain or the anger or the emotional reaction in the man as a response to her behavior.
Gotcha.
The problem is not so much what she did. The problem is that I'm angry about it. Mm. And within that conceptualization, she might not have to solve the problem, she might not have to change her behavior. She just might have to get me to feel differently.
Yeah.
And that's why you see some of the otherwise quizzical things that women are subject to doing in this. Like maybe they'll just let some time blow over and then send you some funny memes as if nothing happened.
Yeah. Yes.
Or I had a situation where I had a disagreement with a woman, and then a few hours later, she just took her clothes off and laid down naked in front of me, as if like just having sex would make everything better.
Yeah.
Which I found to be somewhat disrespectful, to be honest.
Yeah.
It didn't happen that night.
Rightfully so, but most men would not take that appropriately. They would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get sex. Like, yeah.
I guess.
You did it the right way, but most...
You there? Okay, there you go. Yeah. This is how most women do apologize. And guess what? I found myself a long time ago. I can be real about this shit. If my girl came after she fucked up and she came into my room naked and she was gonna give me some ass, bro, I was that dumb motherfucker that accepted that shit. I can admit that shit. But the thing is what you actually end up learning is this. She didn't say a damn word. We, you, me, everybody else that accepted that apology, we interpreted the sex as I'm sorry. Well, to women, that matters, bro. A lot of people don't really get this shit, especially to manipulative women. To manipulative women, and there are manipulating women out there, if there's women in this podcast right now, I don't know. Manipulating women will look at that and say, I didn't say sorry for that. When did I say sorry for that? And you, the dumbass that's sitting there, well, we had sex. What are you talking about? You weren't sorry. What do you mean?
Yeah.
And you don't even get that. She's just literally told you, I don't give a fuck about your sorry. I just want it back in the bed. You bypass. You're still stuck on she didn't say sorry with the sex. Bro, do not look, bro. Because women, if they don't say certain things, they always have a chance to deny it. If they never admit it, they can always say, I don't know what you're talking about. And it'll get to this point, bro, that at a certain point, because you'll think that they apologized, they really didn't. And then all of a sudden, they'll be like, what are you talking about? And then they'll make you seem like you're crazy. They'll make you act like you're crazy because you know this happened. And she'll be like, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. And they'll move on. Okay? Because they didn't have to apologize. When a woman is not called out for shit and she does not accept it, bro, that means she does not have to change. At all. And think about this real quick. If you've ever done something fucked up to your girl, she didn't stop, did she? She didn't stop bitching, moaning, complaining. She didn't stop until you acknowledged it verbally. You acknowledged it verbally and said, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I got to fix this. Think about that while we finish this up. Keep on going, bro.
All right, I got you.
Most other guys would just accept that.
It just felt so like, what kind of man would I be to surrender the principle of what happened for some momentary pleasure? That doesn't make any sense.
As
to me.
Top Boss Soul Matt would say, dick is a gift.
Yeah.
You guys are full of quotes. So that's why some women don't apologize, is because they see the foul in the emotional reaction in the man as opposed to her own behavior. She obviously doesn't think she did anything wrong. That's why she did it.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably felt like it was in her rights, and it's just that I had a problem with it. Go ahead.
Would you say this is why it's so important, where when you're correcting a woman or enforcing a boundary, etc., you do it in a calm, cool, collected fashion, so you minimize, because what you're saying here is actually very profound. I want the audience to really understand this, that men have an issue with the behavior, right? That's why they want the apology and they want it to be corrected. Women have an issue with how they made you feel from the behavior, but they discount the behavior. And I think if you're able to respond to her behavior that pissed you off or you didn't like in a calm, cool, and collected manner, she can't see an emotional response from you. And therefore, that only leaves one thing, which is the glaring problem. It was your fucking behavior, not my reaction.
Correct. Now, there's some rational basis for this. Like we have this phrase, no harm, no foul. So it could be that maybe I did step out of bounds in our relationship. But if you say, hey, no problem, man, it's like, okay, I guess we're just going to carry on some level. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's not completely irrational where women might be coming from. But absolutely, there's two reasons why it's important to keep your calm about that. Yeah. First of all, is if your emotional tone is too angry, then she might get triggered, and then she only hears that, and she's not going to take in what you say.
Yeah.
And that's true for anybody, man or woman, who gets emotionally triggered. They're no longer susceptible to logic and reason, so you can't actually have a mature conversation with them.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of your tone so that they don't become emotionally confused in that moment.
Can you pause that real quick?
Yep.
But yeah, if a person is flailing, they're going to find.
Go ahead.
And see, I get what he's saying. But I want y'all to kind of pay attention to some, think about some of your past relationships. Think about these things, right? Because you got angry. Okay. I get what he's saying, and it might be a little bit right. But I'm going to tell you something, bro. A lot of times women will use you being upset and the tone of your voice as a reason to be more mad at you than her and what she did. Okay? Like you see that that saying, they say, how you mad at how I'm mad at you, or how you mad at me for me being mad at you and calling you out. Make that make sense. Okay? I know a few women in my past that have literally, they're not fucking mad at my tone. That's a bull. You know, it's like, I get it, because there are women that do get kind of that way. But that is nothing more than a diversion tactic. You see what I'm saying? And so I do agree you should always stay calm, but you don't stay calm because oh, they're just going to do this or that, right? No, you stay calm because they're going to just use that as a reason to be mad at you. And then once a day or two, because they're going to stay pissed off for a day or two, and you don't remember it, or if you try to come back and talk about it, they're going to then act like, I don't even remember why. And you're not going to get the answers, and she's not going to fix the behavior, because what's going to happen is now she has a reason to just act like she forgot it, when you know damn well she didn't. If that bride can remember, Rachel that was in your phone 2 years ago that sent you a titty pic, okay, she can remember shit that happened 2 days ago. I don't care. Okay, so, and this is why I find that to be bullshit. And I think in order to be able to keep the conversation going one way, that's cool. But I do think it's just a cop-out. Like, I don't really think that it's a legitimate thing to, if you got mad and you got emotions, bro, you're mad. You're having emotions. You should be able to, express your emotions just as much as she does, right? You're still supposed to, and you're still expected to understand her feelings when she's yelling and screaming and she's mad at you. You see what I'm saying? So there's not usually this equal give and take. So I just want you guys to pay attention to that, because these are like tricks that a lot of times make it where women just don't need to take accountability. I think that kind of situation, when they try to get mad at you because of your tone, I think it's nothing more than gaslight. And if a woman does that, honestly, if she does that the first time you guys get in an argument, I would tell you, just leave. Just bounce. Get away from that shit. Because you're not going to be respected, bro. You're not. So go ahead. That's it. I just wanted to make sure I made people understand. I don't think that people they're just going to shut down. No, they're not. That's their excuse.
Right.
They're out. They're like, yeah, finally, I got them mad. Women try to get you pissed off, so they now have a reason to be mad.
Mm-hmm.
It's a diversion tactic. That's it. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, for sure.
Some other way to squirm out of it.
Yeah.
And it could be that you're raising your voice against me right now.
Yeah.
And so that's just a distraction tactic. And it's very easy to move to the side if you understand it and you can keep your cool in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's avoiding accountability.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why it's got to be a measure. I mean, I hate to say it, man, but you got to talk to them like children almost. It's like, hey, we're in a relationship. Maybe you love her, whatever, you give something positive up front. And then you tell her, look, I didn't like XYZ. I'm not angry about it. I'm just disappointed in you. This behavior will not be tolerated again, etc. And you kind of go about it, but you have to be, but if you like, oh, no, and you be emotional, you're basically letting her know that both of you are equal and you're going to go ahead and play her game. And that's not what you want to do. So
masculine and feminine communication is very different.
Yeah.
So let's say that for whatever reason, we had some sort of like beef.
Yeah.
And we're going to come together and talk about it.
Yeah.
This happens between men. What we're probably going to do is be as cool
of course
and calm, because we both know what could happen if things get disrespectful and things get out of hand.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to take as much emotion out of our voices as possible.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk slower. We're going to talk calm. Okay. Here's the thing about that. When you're talking, and this is where guys screw this up all the time, when they have to have sometimes necessary or difficult conversations with their women, they'll speak to them like a man like that. Mm-hmm. They'll take all the emotional tone out of their voice. And suddenly all the woman is responding to is the absence of warmth. And now she starts to get afraid. Now she starts to get panicked. Because what she's hearing, if you take the words out of it and you just have the tone, she's hearing something like,
That's how we communicate.
And that doesn't sound like I love you. That doesn't sound like I'm on your side. That doesn't sound like we're on the same team. Right? They're gonna respond more to the tone than guys do. We talked about that earlier today. So if you're gonna have a difficult conversation with a woman, put some warmth in your voice.
Yo, next after hours.
Hey, time it real quick.
Welcome to Friends with Motherfuckers. The cadence and the rhythm. You know, I don't like that rhythm.
Pause this real quick.
Yeah.
Well, it certainly sounds like there's a trouble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's going to start to get defensive.
Yeah.
What I've noticed is you can say almost anything to a woman if you have a smile on your face and warmth in your voice.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's how you say it.
So yeah, you have to be calm and collective at the same time. Yes, I really like that you brought that up. Like you lead in, you got to kind of softly let them down. Hey, I love you, etc. That's why I'm having this difficult conversation with you.
I wouldn't even use the word difficult.
You know,
that's already priming.
I meant for the audience. I wouldn't say difficult, but like, that's why I'm telling you this, right? I love you, and that's why I want to tell you this. Boom, and then you tell her what it is, and then she's gonna be more likely to be like, damn, I don't want to lose his approval. He had me at this and I lost a little bit of whatever. Or what I like to say to girls all the time is like, I really didn't think you were that type of girl.
Well, what hurt more when you were a kid? Was it potentially getting slapped, or when your mom said, I'm just disappointed in you, Myron?
Yeah. Sucks the latter, yeah.
And she's like, it's so bad that she's not even getting angry.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, that means that something really bad.
And I think the other thing too is that like people have this natural need to be held in high esteem by their peers. And when someone says, I'm disappointed in you, or wow, like I really didn't think you were that type of person, blah, blah, blah. Like what's your disappointment and you.
Okay. I want everybody to recognize something real quick. Remember back in the day, right? We didn't have, if you remember, if you're old enough to remember, I don't know how many people as old as me, but back in the day, there was never a domestic violence law. Okay. Like, it was normal for me to see my mama getting her ass beat by my daddy. Normal. And I've told this story a few times where my daddy was whooping my mama's ass and the police came knocking the door and my mama had a big old knot on her eye. She had a knot on her head. And the police came over there. He goes, is everything all right? She said, he beat me up. And he said, yeah, this brother's acting up. What's up? What can I do for you? And they said, can you keep it down? We got some noise complaints. That was it. Okay. That was it. Then came in California, they called it the 1996 Women's Act, which turned, domestic violence, turned that into domestic violence. Okay. And then we started having domestic violence. Now, here we are about 20 years later, right? 20 something years later. Now we're talking about different forms of abuse, right? What are the different forms of abuse? Verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse. You understand what I'm saying? So what they did was, you see how they're saying, okay, you have to talk to her nice. You have to show some caring in your voice. You have to take into account her emotions. And she's not, you see, these have always been used because, at the end of the day, we never really, how many men really understood emotional abuse or mental abuse? Right? How many people really did, like, honestly? When this shit first came around, a lot of dudes don't even know that. Still today, there's a lot of guys that don't understand these things, right? And these are now excuses for a woman to act up. And for you to have to come at her a different way and a different way and a different way. And this is why, remember when I was telling you, if a woman tells you, when you ask her, what are the things that represent, communication? What does communication look like? Tell me, explain it. If they don't say understanding, bro, they don't get what communication is. And this is why you have this kind of problem where they start saying, oh, you're too mean. You're monotoned. You're this, you're that. Okay? So this is why I made sure I pointed that out. If a woman does not say understanding is a part of communication, then she clearly doesn't know what communication is. Because a lot of women will say, like my baby mom, she'd be like, I asked her, I said, what is communication? She was like, you not raising your voice at me. Okay, fine. I stopped raising my voice at her. You know what it turned into after I didn't raise my voice at her and I talked to her in a calm, collective, cool manner? Well, you're not letting me speak. You keep on talking and talking and talking. And if you keep on talking and talking, I feel like I'm being whipped. You understand? But when you're explaining something, bro, you see what I'm saying? Like, it all turns. They've made all these arguments. Like, you will hear these. And so they're telling you the right shit. But at the same time, I want you to understand that when you ask these questions that I told you to ask before, and then you watch your attitude, let's say you did end up choosing them and you ask those questions, you'll start seeing certain things that they will do. You have to pay attention to these things because a lot of times, these are the red flags. You need to leave quickly because the first time a female does not listen to you and understands why you're upset and goes double if you're calm and you're trying to communicate with her. And you're trying to explain to her, this is what pissed me off. And she does it again. Bro, you need to leave. This is signs of shit that you're not being respected, bro. You have to understand that. And that's why I keep on saying, like, they're talking about, oh, well, you have to be able to communicate the right way. No, bro, you need to make sure that they understand you. Communication is only the front part of that. It is not, communication has to do with listening, not just hearing, because there's a difference between hearing and listening. Listening and understanding. That's why it's a two-way street. That's why many people do not know how to have a conversation. Many people do not know how to talk to each other because one person's not understanding because they don't want to. Okay, that's it. I just want to make sure because they will use these stupid ass excuses. Oh, it's like first you're yelling. They're saying you're mad, it's your tone, and then you talk in a low monotone voice, and then they try to use that dumbass excuse. Well, no, he doesn't love me.
That's facts.
Right? It's always, they always want to assume something. Bro, you don't get to assume something about my tone. How about just listen to what the hell I say?
Right.
Right. You're mad. You're yelling at me. Okay, yeah, I'm yelling at you. Did you hear what the fuck I said? Right? And it's just, you got to understand it. When women play that game, you need to walk away, bro. I'm telling you, these are red flags. These are ginormous red flags that you already got at the very beginning. If you ask those questions I told you guys to ask. Okay, go ahead, bro.
All right, got it.
And what you're basically also inadvertently telling them is that, like, you've lost respect in my eyes.
Potentially.
Right? So I think that's also important too.
But to that end, people tend to be obedient, especially children. It's like if you tell a child that he's smart and handsome, he's going to grow up believing that, whether it's true or not. Yeah. If you tell a child more negative things, they might believe that too. Yeah. So people actually are more likely to try to live up to your expectations than the opposite. So have positive expectations for the women. Mm-hmm. Expect them to be loyal. Don't necessarily trust until it's valid to do so, but like expect to see in her behavior the things that you want to see there until she proves otherwise.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Okay. No, I like it. That's what we say. Less professional. Assume every girl's a hoe unless she proves otherwise. And it's on her. The burden of performance is on her to prove that she's not like every other girl. Because women use that same thing, like, hey, like, because the difference between them is that, like, they're kind of doing it up front, right? Through, like,
they want to disqualify you from the very beginning.
Women want to disqualify you from the very beginning.
And the more you talk about yourself, the more you talk, oh, I don't like that. Yeah. He's a Trump supporter. I don't like that.
Yeah. I think that's why, going back to being, because someone asked earlier, like, do women really want honesty? And I think women want honesty, and I want to get your take on this, Doc, for their own selfish reasons to quickly disqualify you. Not necessarily to build upon your honesty, but rather they want your honesty to disqualify you from something that might not necessarily align with their sexual strategy at that moment in time. Like, for example, let's say she's 29 and looking for a relationship, and you say, I just want to go with the flow and I'm looking for something casual. Well, now you've objectively disclosed to her that your goal doesn't align with hers, and her goal, unfortunately, is time sensitive, so she will quickly disqualify you. But maybe 10 years prior, at 20,
I actually agree with this part.
What part of it?
Women weaponize honesty.
Yeah, the thing is this is another thing that's so great about this little thing that I'm telling you right there. You can literally say some shit on purpose just to see if they get pissed off, see how they react.
Mm-hmm.
Like just some shit. You don't even have to believe the shit, bro. I've said some wild shit. Okay. And the thing is I do think I also agree with you. I think that a lot of women use this honesty claim as a way to, really delineate and kick motherfuckers out of the list. I totally agree. But the thing is I also think women use honesty to set you up.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
They take a lot of mental notes, and then they'll bring up stuff later when it suits them.
Exactly. And so
that's why it's good to just you kind of just don't say shit. Like me, like I don't say shit.
Well, see, I don't really talk a lot in my relationships, but what I do, I won't never lie to you. And I'll start from the very beginning. And I'll say some out of line shit on purpose from the start. From the start, bro. I will say some old fucking weird ass, so because here's the thing. If you understand that I'm going to be honest. Okay, the girl that you're talking to is with her friend. Hey man, get that fat bitch out of fucking here. And she stop being so mean. No, that bitch is fat. Fuck out of here, dude. Get her the fuck out of here. I don't want her around here. Look at she, she's sloppy. I will say some out of bounds shit like that. And the reason why is I'm uber honest. So don't ever be surprised when you say, hey babe, how does this look on me? And I'll be like, that shit ugly. Okay. When I'm uber honest, and this is the thing, I will literally do this because I want to see how you're going to react. I want to see how you can take honesty. You know what I mean? I'll look at you. I'll go downstairs, down to the yoni, and I'll be like, baby, why do your pussy stink? And her pussy don't stink at all. I want to see how you're going to act. I don't care. I will test them because they test us, don't they? Why y'all think that you guys can't never test no bra? Because she thinks it's rude? I don't care. We're supposed to be doing this long time thing. I am uber honest. I do not keep my mouth shut for nothing. And the reason why is because the last relationship, like my long one, 20 years, I kept my mouth shut. But then every single time that I was really honest, it got turned into, you're just being mean to be mean. You just want to start shit. And even not speaking gets turned around on you. So I say uber fucking honest shit all the time, over the line sometimes, because I want to see how you're going to react. And then I will talk shit about their friends. Why your girlfriend lips look like, she need more than just chapstick. That bitch look like she been eating ass all night. The fuck? Ugh. I will fucking say some weird shit. I don't care. I want to know how you're going to react. I don't care. There are things, because if you're not honest, bro, and you're not able to be honest with the girl that you with, you don't have no business being with her. Now, don't get me wrong. In my case, I do that shit as, I fuck around and shit, and they know me. Everybody knows me already. So I'm kind of halfway cool because people know that I say off the wall, random, honest, blunt ass shit all the time. But if you're not known for that, you need to figure out a way to say some honest shit in your way that you say honest shit and see how she reacts, dude. Because if you feel like getting honest a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, and you ain't never been honest with her, most times a woman is going to take that as a personal attack. Even if you don't mean it, you could be saying it in the nicest way. You're attacking me. No, I'm being honest. So you got to sometimes in my opinion, I think you have to get women that you're with very accustomed to hearing honesty all the time because they're not used to hearing honesty. Because niggas will kiss their ass. Think about it. So I think you have to get them accustomed to it. So that's my opinion. I used to be like you, but I'm not like that no more. I refuse to do that.
What's that?
Not be honest.
No, it's not that I'm not honest. It's just that I think that women weaponize honesty.
I don't care if you weaponize it one time, I kick you to the curb, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather have you weaponize it early so I don't have to spend so much time with you.
Yeah, facts. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? This is why, like, the way that my strategy, the strategy is literally to pick up the major red flags early so you don't have to invest that much time.
Right.
Because you're wasting time, bro.
Yep.
So that's why.
No, that's facts. That's big facts.
Is there any other part of this?
Shit, how much? Let me see. We only got 5 more minutes.
Okay.
20 years old, you had given her that information. Well, at the time, I'm just looking for a good time, etc. She might be looking for that as well. Your goals align, she'll get with you. So
yeah, I have this line that if you punish the truth, you're asking to be lied to.
Bam. Right, that's one of my favorite ones.
So how many times?
Can you say that one more time for the people?
If you punish the truth, you're asking to be lied to.
Bam.
And how many times is that guy going to say up front, yeah, I'm just looking to smash. Yeah, I just want something casual. It's like you're expecting people to be superhuman and to just say they should be honest, independent of the fact that they're failing and they're experiencing nothing but rejection.
Yeah.
So women, unfortunately, create different strategies in men. They incentivize different strategies in men because they punish certain other strategies.
Yeah.
And so men learn, it's like, man, I have a tough choice here. I can be totally honest and transparent and be alone, or I can find other ways of navigating this test and get laid and potentially get a relationship.
Yeah. And the only exception to the rule where I've seen brutal honesty actually work with women is you got to be a higher status guy.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's no way around it. Like there's no way that you'll be able to be honest about what you really want to do, whether it's being polygamous or wanting multiple.
All right,
that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I know sometimes it sounds hard. I know the way I sound. I get it. I totally understand, y'all. That is bullshit, bro. You be honest from gate. Because I'm going to tell you something. If a broad leave because you're honest, if a broad leave because you're brutally honest, you're saving time. She did you a favor. Like, I really, like, honestly, dude, let the broad walk if she can't handle honesty, bro. I don't care how brutal. I don't care how it sounds. Bro, you have to make sure they know because, dude, if you keep your mouth shut and, because you're not a quote-unquote high-status guy, bro, she's going to walk all over you, bro. You need to be able to feel like you can say whatever you want to your partner. But at the same time, you need to know that she should be able to do the same thing to you. And she might say something that hurts your feelings. I'm not saying this is a one-way thing. But if you want a broad that's going to be there and she's going to be there forever, bro, guess what? I was in a 20-year relationship, bro. You're going to have to say some honest shit to her at some point. And if she can't handle it, bro, you've just wasted 5, 7, 10 years.
Right.
No, stop fucking telling these niggas not to be honest. Be brutally honest. Stop playing this game. Go ahead. That's bullshit. I don't like that shit.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah.
Women, etc., and be able to do it peacefully, right? Without a woman being all over you and shit like that, unless you're a higher status guy.
You have to have more power.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and it's got to be an overwhelming amount of power from her. Like, you got to be, significantly higher on the total pole than her by 3 to 4 points for her to accept it. Like, if you look at, we had a very deep discussion about this with Dan Bilzerian. He's brutally honest with the girls because he's out there on Instagram, right? He's on jets and he's always surrounded by women, etc. They kind of know the deal when they get involved with a guy like him, right? But he's able to do so because his lifestyle and his status, etc., speaks for itself. So women know what time it is dealing with a guy like that. So you're able to get away with it in certain situations. But are most men able to be honest, forfeit a majority of women, and still be able to have sexual access? No.
I would agree.
So that's why most guys can't afford to be honest. We tell you on this podcast, get yourself to a point where you can be honest with girls and tell them I want multiple women.
That's wrong. That's wrong. If you're always and this is what I'm talking about. If you're always honest, the girls that's going to be around you that you have access to, guess what? Eventually, what they're going to do is they're going to start realizing, oh, this nigga's just brutally honest. And guess what? A lot of times that shit is a turn on to a lot of women. Because you have not changed. You have always been brutally honest. I know for a fact I have girls that want to get with me strictly because I'm honest. They know I'm not going to lie. I can be fucking them, and they can be like, what are you about to do? I'm about to go over to this girl, fuck her. You know why? Because I'm honest. These motherfuckers try to tell you this shit. They say, you got to have sex. Bro, My nigga, let me tell you, everybody know, I'm doing van life right now, bro. Okay, I'm doing van life. I got a 43-inch TV. I got internet. I got a fridge. I got an AC. I'm in my van. Okay, guess what? I've had more broads in my van than most of y'all had in your bed. Miss me with that shit. Honesty works. I don't care. But you have to be consistent from the very beginning. You can't just suddenly turn that shit on in the middle of dating somebody. You got to be honest from gate. The problem is most you dudes are afraid to be honest because you're afraid to lose the pussy. Because you don't understand that she just helped you out by leaving. That's why. Honesty works, bro. I don't care what nobody says. That is bullshit. Honesty works. You don't have to have a certain type of money. You don't have to have a certain amount of money. You don't have to have a certain kind of status. You just always be honest. That's the hardest part. Do you get that? I mean, does that make sense, bro? Like, Rob?
Yeah, honesty is the best policy.
Right.
That's the only thing you know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I do.
Yeah. I literally went out of my way and I told myself I will never lie again. I don't care if it hurts your feelings. Bitch, your breast stink. Go over there and take, I don't care. Not no more. Because I did that. I used to not be honest. I don't want her feelings to get hurt. Guess what happened, bro? I got left after 20 years. 20 years, I thought we was together, bro. This was supposed to be life, my nigga. I had to start all over, bro. Fuck that. Because I had to be honest one time. No, bro. No, women, no, dude. It's the consistency and always being honest. Be honest. Okay? Period. Be honest.
That's the only policy.
Yeah. Got to be.
That's the only policy.
Yeah.
But you need to get to a certain level to be able to do it. And it's just very difficult for a bunch of guys. So
there's also degrees to honesty.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you're committed to being the most forthright and transparent in your conversations, in your dealings with women, there's still things you don't talk about. And we're not talking about I'm purposely hiding this. It's just like the camera. It's only looking at this one thing that's looking at right now. It's making a choice to focus on this and to not focus on anything else. And so it naturally has to leave everything else out. And
take everyone, Mo.
Is some of those things that get left out.
They're seeing you, but they didn't see us nodding along with you the whole time.
See, there you go.
That's an example right there.
Framing actually is a way of controlling information, which can be on the spectrum of lying. It's like, you see this on the news all the time. When the storm hits, they'll look at the 3 houses that got knocked over and not at all of the houses that are still standing. And so people are left with this mostly incorrect view of the devastation that happened.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the framing creates misconceptions.
Yeah.
So even if you are totally committed to transparency and honesty, you might run the risk of leading people on or making misunderstandings.
No, if you're always honest by yourself, you don't lead anybody on. I'm not trying to be honest and I'm not trying to frame anything. I'm showing who I am.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If they had framed it wrong, well, guess what? That means they were assuming some shit. That's their problem, not mine.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? He's already making excuses for people who are assuming some shit. Don't assume some shit. You better start asking more questions.
This psychologist made a lot of excuses.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm like, yeah, some of this shit is true shit. It's absolute. But the thing is what people think is that you have to have some sort of game. Bro, I'm trying to tell you guys, ask straight up questions. Talk. Tell girls before you say certain shit and say shit short on purpose. To see if they will ask questions. If a girl won't ask questions, bro, and she's just going to assume some stuff, you don't want to deal with that shit.
Facts.
That's too much of a headache. You need a woman that's not afraid to ask questions. You need a woman that's open-minded. You need a woman that accepts and appreciates honesty. You need to stay consistent with your honesty. Okay? A woman will put up with a lot of shit if you're honest. Okay? Like, people don't get that shit. They really don't. You know why? Because they've never had people who do it. But when a woman get with a dude that's honest, and you're honest to her. Like I was just dating this girl. I called her before I fucked this other broad. I said, hey, I'm about to fuck this broad. I don't know if you're gonna be mad about that shit, but if you're mad, like just let me know. I won't hit you up no more. I hung up. See, the thing is, you know what she wasn't mad about? She was kind of upset that I fucked another broad because she was kind of hurt. You know why? Because she thought, what did I not give you? You see what I'm saying? She wasn't pissed off that I didn't lie, bro. And then guess what happened? We sat down and we had a conversation. She said, why did you get with her? She was forced to ask questions. And I told her. And I was honest. I said, but I still love you, you know? It's like, but I understand if you don't want to be with me. That is understandable. I get it. But you have to understand that honesty, there might be pushbacks. She might not want to hear that shit. She might want a nigga that kisses her ass. And I get that. And you have to understand that. And once you understand it, you accept it, and you are consistently honest all the time. You're going to find more women are going to start coming in your life that appreciate honesty, that like the honesty, that appreciate, and you are going to get more leeway. They're not going to think that you're lying all the time. They're not going to think that you know what I mean? These are things that come with that. You know what I mean? Like I talked to this one girl, she goes, you know what? I don't ever worry about if you're lying to me. I said, why not? She said, because you're too brutally honest. And then when you tell a story, they're always the same. Well, here's the thing. I don't lie. So therefore, my story is always going to be the same. You see, you build things when you're honest, bro. I don't care what nobody says, dude. If you try to tell somebody, don't be honest and fucking lie to them, fuck that shit, dude. They're fucking dumb. They're idiots. And they are manipulating and they are gaming the girl. See, when you're honest, you don't need to game the girl. I'm just saying. That's my point. Okay. So with all this wrapping up, because I know we got to get up out of here. The fact of the matter is this. Actions tell you exactly who a person is. Always pay attention to red flags. Women, you are the worst at this. Stop getting so caught up with dudes and infatuated with dudes that you can't see the red flags. Their actions always expose them. I don't care how good of an actor he is. Stop falling for it. When you see a certain amount, you make the choice on how many red flags you need to see. Me, my red flag count is 5. Okay? Once you've made 5 red flags, I walk. Certain red flags, I walk faster. But that's my list. You have to know who you are. Men, I suggest you do the same thing. Men, I suggest you start thinking about things. Pay attention. Pay attention to how a woman acts, how she talks. Because the minute you start truly vetting women, the time you start truly vetting dudes, guess what's going to happen? Women, you're not going to get ran up by the same old nigga. You know, these niggas are a piece of shit. You're not going to get that nigga again. Fellas, you're not going to find these girls that's just trying to use you or you're a momentary thing. You're going to find a broad that really gives a fuck about you. And don't think just because a girl buy you an outfit, she give a fuck about you. Don't think because she think about you when she go buy some shit, she's thinking about you. And that's a great girl. No, it ain't. Okay? Don't stop. That kind of bullshit is bullshit. You know what makes your girl really know that she's fucking with you? Like me. I don't eat mayonnaise and I don't eat tomatoes. And I like extra onions. Okay? If a woman catch on to that shit every single time and she does not ever have to call you up and ask her, these are the small things. These are your pet peeves, the things that really irk your nerve. If she can catch on to those and she can respect that and she can make sure she's actively not doing these things, like you want to watch the game on Sunday and you don't want to talk. This is my time, babe. Right? And the only thing she does is bring you some food, ask you what kind of sandwich you want, and she leave you the fuck alone. Those are the bras that really give a shit. The ones that give a fuck about your pet peeves because they're going to have to live with you on a day-to-day basis. It's not the big shit. It's not her buying you a PS4 or a PS5 or a fucking car or any of these things. It's the small shit, the shit that irk your nerve. When she throw her dirty-ass, bloody-ass panties on the ground and you don't want to see that shit. Okay? Same with the men. If you give a fuck about the small shit, about your girl, these small little things, it's gonna make a difference to her. Now, the thing is at the same time, she still wants these other things like small little emotions and say, hey, baby, acknowledgement and all that shit. But these smaller things that you know, like there's one dish in the goddamn fucking thing. Wash that bitch, put it in the dishwasher. See, your girl's gonna notice that shit. She's gonna notice it. So make sure you listen to people. Pay attention to them. Listen to the girls that you're vetting. Pay attention to them. Ask them honest questions and tell them to be honest. And you'll start seeing the same shit that I see. When you say, what is a good relationship? What needs for a good relationship? They're all gonna say the same thing. I promise you. All right, with that being said, I'm done. That's my spiel. Take it as you want it. I don't really care because I promise you it works.
I just want to catch DJ Elmo's question before we get out of here. DJ Elmo said, Izzy, question, if your wife or girlfriend went all out to cook dinner for you and it tastes woeful and she asks you how it is while eating, will you be honest and say bad?
I tell her it tastes like shit.
Nice?
I tell her it tastes like shit, bro. I tell her it tastes like shit. But then I follow it up with this. Hey, baby, this tastes like shit. But, I do acknowledge what you did, man. I knew that. That's what it is. But see, the thing is sometimes girls will get offended by that. Like me. Okay, I told this girl, she made me a steak. And it was a shitty steak. She was like, how's the steak? I said, it's shitty. She was like, what? I really tried. I said, baby, you don't know how to make a steak. Come over here. Let me show you how to make a steak. I said, I appreciate that, though. I appreciate what you did. You did that out of your heart. So I appreciate it, babe. But I ain't eating that shit. I'm going to show you how to make a steak. Okay? I made a steak. And you know what she said? You're right. My steak was shit, and you're making steaks from now on. Bro, you just have to, look, you can acknowledge that you recognize the effort that they put into the dinner. If you don't want to be that brutally honest with your girl, you better find the fucking best tasting thing on that motherfucking eat, nigga. Okay? But guess what? When you fake to her that shit was good, guess what happens? She gonna cook that shit again. See? It's honesty is better, bro. Right off the bat. Right off the bat, bro. Nah, that shit was garbage, babe. But I love you. I appreciate you making that shit for me. Baby, let's come over here. Come over here real quick. Let's make this. Let me show you how I like mine made. You see what I'm saying? And that's going to mean a lot to her too, because you're not just shitting on her food. You see what I'm saying? You're acknowledging that she put a lot of work into that food. I really do. I appreciate that, baby. Let me come over here real quick. And now you guys are doing an activity together. And then you make that salad. You put whatever dressing you want on that salad. You guys are going to eat that salad together. And guess what? She's going to give you some head. You know why? Because you guys did something together. The activity was together. Bro, you got to understand. Women are not hard to understand. The problem with most women today is they're believing the hype that other women are giving them. Look. Don't believe other women. Women believe men. When they tell you something, believe that. Don't believe these other women. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. All right? That's it. That's the best advice I can give you. If you don't want to follow it, that's cool. But don't get mad when you gotta eat that fucking dog shit next week. You know what I mean?
You gotta eat that hot plate of garbage.
Right? Yeah, that's on you, bro. Because then when you make up some bullshit excuse why you can't eat the next time, oh baby, I'm fucking full. And she's gonna catch on to that shit. Let that shit happen 2 times. Now she knows. And you lie, nigga, when you could have just told her that shit is hot garbage, baby. Oh, that tastes good. But all the rest of this is nasty. Be honest, bro. Honesty is the best policy. I fully believe in it. It just works better, bro, ultimately.
Yeah, I agree.
So. Are there any women in here saying, yeah, actually, he's right? That shit, it might hurt my feelings for now. I don't know. I can't see anybody up there. So
I think we got all fellas in the building.
Oh, we got all fellas in the building? Well, that's cool.
I think so.
That's cool. If any women watch this later on, check this out. A lot of these techniques will work for you. You might have to reword some of these things, but a lot of these techniques will work with you. The point is, make sure you pay attention. Make sure you initiate conversation. And it doesn't take long for people to expose themselves. Please start paying attention.
Yeah, that's facts.
All right, man.
That's facts. All right, y'all. So we've been live for 2 hours, and I think this was a good podcast. We went over those red flags. I think those were pretty thorough. Everybody should try them bad boys and let us know how they work. And you think we're gonna get in another show this week?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Wednesday, or do you got to work Wednesday?
I gotta work Wednesday, but we could probably possibly do something Friday morning.
Okay, Friday morning. We can do Friday morning. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then we'll get back onto the current events.
Yeah. That's what's up.
You know what I mean?
That is what's up. All right, y'all. So if you guys ain't subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe, hit the bell. Make sure you guys check out Izzy's channel. It is in the description box.
Yeah, Reality Check Virtual Radio, y'all.
Yeah, and you can just hit the link. It's also in the description box. Also, if you guys ain't part of the Discord, make sure you take a moment and hit that link that's in the chat. It'll take you to the Discord. You'll be able to get notifications and all that. And we will catch you all on the next one. All right?
That's real.